Hello everyone, welcome to today's edition of Chart Review. Today I am using my laptop and showing you my paper trade account. The reason for this is I paper traded today. I was actually trying some new stuff out. So far so good. I think I'm actually in a trade right now, paper trade, with Baba Calls. Let me see here. My entry was at 92 cents. We're right now at $1, 96 by $1. So I have, let me see, these are my trades. I have 3 contracts, so I'll set an order to sell. I'll sell 2 of them at $1.02. Give me 10%. So let's see if we get up there, hit that. I'm going to go ahead and cover my trades today and show you what I was doing, what I was looking at. You see I made a lot of trades. These are all my trades today, so definitely over traded, but it was a paper trade account, so I'm trying some stuff. My initial trade was Netflix. Got in Netflix calls shortly after the open. Didn't really work out too well. Pull that chart up, and this one ended up being a big hit because I got into other trades and I didn't really pay that close of attention to this one, and it got away from me right here, and I ended up selling that for like a 42% loss. Not ideal, but yeah, that's going to happen when you have too many trades open at one time. So yeah, I paid $2.55. I sold them for $1.46. I got in Baba Calls right after that. I paid $1.11. I sold some of it at $1.30, $1.46, and $1.70, which worked out to, I think that was 33% profit on that one. And I'll show you why I got in that trade. Probably be easy if I covered all of my Baba trades at once and moved on from there. So the Baba trade, again, this is my laptop, so it's a little bit smaller screen. I got in at 937 and got out between 941 and 947. So 937, I got in just after this candle here opened. I got in because I like this big candle that popped above the support area, resistance areas. I rode it up to pretty close to here. I sold my last contract right after this candle opened. So that was that trade. This was actually a bullish engulfing candle, which is why I got in. I normally wouldn't jump in with this large of a candle because of the pullback potential, but because we broke through 2 support or resistance levels here, I was using this as my support / stop out. So that's why I went ahead and got in here. That was the first Baba trade. Second Baba trade was at 11.16. I bought puts. So 11.16 would have been right here. I did that off the bearish engulfing candle at the pivot point here. Rode that down. I think I got 10% on that one. Let me see. $1.46, and I got out at 166 and 156. So there's potential for 15% or so. I ended up getting, I don't know, I got 13%, I believe, on that trade, or 10% on that one. Let me take a look at Baba again and see if I'm getting close to triggering out my. So we're at 96. I have my sell order in at 102, I believe. Yeah, 102. So we need to move a little bit more to get triggered on that one. The last entry on Baba, I got in right here on this bullish engulfing candle that came down to the 10 EMA. So I got in right about here. I'm looking for it to run up to about here. I should be able to get triggered out. Should work out. Hopefully it works out. Even though it's a paper trade, I want it to be realistic. Pull this back up. take a look. Microsoft, this one I've been in for a few days. It gained some back today. I was actually up over $100 on it today. I do like the daily candle, so maybe that can sell. Netflix, that's the one I showed you when we first started out. Netflix got away from me. Didn't work out. I traded Netflix twice actually. Let me see what I think I actually lost money on the second one too. I got a Netflix again at 137 out at 116. So that one didn't work out. Let's take a look at that. Got in 1125. Netflix 1125 entry. I got in on this bullish engulfing candle, and you see it was close to resistance. 1125 was right here. I got in right here. It hit this resistance level. That was my fault. I shouldn't have got in, but like I said, I am testing this, and that's why I'm paper trading. But I was thinking it would break above that. The risk reward was pretty bad on this trade, and it didn't work out, so I took another loss there. Apple. I traded Apple a few times today. Let's take a look at Apple. My first Apple trade, I got in at 224, out at 255 for, what was that, 13, almost 14%. It was 13.8. I got in at 1018 and out at 1030. So let's take a look. Apple. Pull Bubba up on my other chart, on my other computer, so I can keep an eye on it while I'm doing this. And we should be getting close to triggering that out. It's up near the high. No, not. Yeah, it is at high day actually. So we should be pretty close to triggering that. So let's take a look at Apple. I hope this screen's big enough, because like I said, this is my laptop. My first Apple entry, 1018 and out at 1030. So I got in back here. 1018 was off of this bearish engulfing here. I would have played this one, but I didn't see it. I was watching other charts. So I got in puts at this one. Got out at 1030. Which was right at the beginning of this candle, and I got out at the beginning of this candle because of these two support levels. Wasn't sure that it would make it down this far, but anyway, I got 13% on that. Take a look at the next Apple. I got in at 235, 1435. 195 calls at $1.38. So 235, I got in at $1.38. 235. I got in right at the beginning of this candle, right when this one opened, on another bullish engulfing candle off of support. So I rode this the whole way up. I got out at $1.54 and $1.58. So that's $1.56 average, 18 cents. About another 14% or so on that one. So Apple worked out good today. Go back and see what else. Apple, Bubba, Netflix, Q's I've been in for a few days. SQ is another good trade. So let's take a look at SQ. SQ I got in at 1056 at $1. And there goes my two of my Bubba calls. SQ I got in at 1056, which would have been right after this candle opened. I got in. So I got in this based on this bearish engulfing that was close to a pivot. I got in this one. I sold it. I paid $1. I sold 2 minutes later. I sold my first contract at $1.22, then $1.35, and the rest at $1.33. So I got out between 10:58 and 11:01, which would have been right in here. So I got out right about these levels. That worked out to a pretty nice percentage. I think that was 33% on that one. And the last one is Twitter. Twitter, I found that the volume was really light on Twitter. I was kind of surprised. I thought we'd have more volume later in the day. But I got in calls at 12:51 on Twitter. So let's take a look at that. I didn't make any real money trades today. So 12:51, I got in. We had a bullish engulfing candle here. I got in right at the open of this candle based on this bullish engulfing. I rode it up. I got out at 13:05 to 13:18. So I got out of the first contract right at the beginning of this candle, only because we had a doji here, and I was wanting to play it up to this pivot, but I was playing conservatively because I had a few nice wins already and didn't want to give anything back. So I sold one of them right here after the doji. Sold another one at 13:14, and the last one at 13:18. So 13:14 would have been right at the end of this candle. I sold one, and 13:18 would have been about halfway through this candle, shortly after, between this candle and this candle. About halfway before this candle closed, I sold the last one. Like I said, my target was here, but I kind of felt, stochastic scrolling down, I kind of felt we're losing momentum. And I'd rather take a smaller win than take a loss. So that's it for my trades, my paper trades today. Quite a few of them, and you may have noticed a little pattern there. Bullish engulfing entry, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing. All of my entries were based off of a bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, dark cloud cover, piercing line. I have alerts set up. I don't know if you can see them. Let's see where you see them at. I don't know if they'll show up on this one or not. I have alerts set up. They're not in this one because this is my paper trade account, but I have alerts set up, and I get emails and text when anything in my watch list triggers either an engulfing candle, a hammer candle, a piercing line, dark cloud cover, now what else? But you get the point. And when I get the alert, I'll go over and I'll take a quick look at the chart, and these arrows indicate these signals. Right here would have been one. I didn't get in on this one, but I'm just saying. Let's take the SQ. Take a look at the SQ trade. I got in right here. I didn't enter any trades today unless there was a signal, an indicator with an arrow on it. That's the only way I would enter a trade today, was with this arrow. Either way, upside, downside, whichever way. And I took a look at it, and I tried to play. Actually, today I played it pretty loosely. If I got a signal and the chart looked decent, I entered it. I want to see what works as well as what doesn't work. This would have been a better one to do with my real account because it was pretty close to a support or resistance level here. But ultimately, I want to try to pair these up with something at a support or resistance level, and that's what I was looking at today. Made a lot of trades. I think I had 6 winners and 2 losers. Let's go back and take a look at Baba, because I still have one contract left. I think it's one contract. It's at $1.08 right now. I paid 92. I sold two of them at $1.02. So I have one left. It's trading at $1.08 right now. So we'll see. The chart still looks like it's going up pretty good. Don't really see any slowdown yet, any momentum loss. We just broke the high of day here. So let's see where we go from here. Naturally, the next resistance will be 182, mental resistance. But I don't think I'll let this go below that 102. I think we get done. If it drops to 102, I'm going to get out of it. It's actually at 103 on the bid, so probably not too far from getting out of it. But either way, let's take a look at SPY today. I didn't really look at the SPY chart much today. I'm trying to go fast and talk fast because I know this will be a longer video. SPY right here, we had a nice bullish engulfing candle right at the open at support. That would have been a good entry there. Let me get rid of this level 2 to help this. That would have been a good entry there. Could have rode it up, and then once you saw that long wick, probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to get out, or at least get rid of some of it, unload some of your risk. We had a Maribozu here, which I said before I don't trade based off of Maribozu, but I do use it as a helper, kind of a sign. We had a bullish engulfing here with no follow through. So yeah, the SPY chart didn't really behave that well today. Didn't really behave the way that I would like to see it, other than that open. You see I bought the Netflix at 9:36, so I really didn't have time to watch SPY. And it really is the first time I've looked at the SPY chart today. You get a little bit more juice out of the individual stocks, individual components, than you do an index. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Not that I won't trade SPY anymore. It goes both ways. It's a little bit less volatile than an individual stock usually, so you don't get as much movement to the upside, but you also don't get quite as much to the downside either. So that can work out either way. But that's the SPY chart. Like I said, I don't really see anything that looks, other than this, nothing really followed through or played the way that I would expect it to. So for that reason, I'm glad I didn't trade SPY today. Let's go back to the Bubba chart. And everything I traded today was tomorrow's expiration. Now tomorrow I'll probably switch to Monday's expiration. I don't like playing the same day expiration. They move a little bit too much for me. And actually it would have to be next Friday's expiration unless it's SPY. We used to trade in SPY, which has Monday, Wednesday, and Friday expirations. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that last Bubba call. Pretty much break even on that one. It says it triggered at 96. I paid 92, so but I got out of that last call just because it's starting to pull back. See, we have a bearish engulfing forming there. So for today, made, and all of my entries were in the $250 range. I roughly entered about $250 per trade. So you see Apple made $67 on it, Bubba $165, Microsoft was a pre-existing trade, Netflix minus $151, and that's exaggerated because like I said, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was watching Bubba, and by the time I look back at Netflix, it had dropped more than I wanted it to. Q's was a pre-existing trade. SQ up $90, Twitter up $30. So let's do a little bit of math here. Start with Twitter, 30 plus 90 on Square, minus 151 on Netflix, plus 166 on Bubba, plus 67 on Apple, up $202. And I had entered about $250 per trade. and I think I made about 8 trades today, maybe 9 trades. It's not a lot per trade. Works out to about $20 per trade profit, but you also have to factor in that big mistake I had on Netflix that really pulled it down. That should have been at least $50 less loss, which would have put me at $250 profit for the day. But either way, $200 is a pretty good day for what's in this account. $5,300 account. That's a 5% gain on it for the day on the overall account. And you see what I was doing was very very easy, pretty much. I set the alerts, and when the alerts triggered, I took a look at the chart and see if I liked it, and entered. I'll fine tune that as I go. I'm not ready to trade this with real money yet until I do a little bit more testing on it. But so far, I mean, I looked at it yesterday and everything seemed to work good yesterday. So far today was good. my watch list is pretty much, you pop it up on my other computer because it's more, this one on this computer is not accurate. I have Square, I have Tesla, which I don't trade because the spreads. So I have Square, Disney, Baidu, Shop, Twitter, Baba, Facebook, Netflix, and Spotify. That is my watch list. I try to keep it small so I don't have to watch 25 stocks, or I get 25 at 9:30. My phone goes crazy because I start getting alerts for every single thing in my watch list. So I don't want to have any more. I'd rather not make a trade at all than have to watch 25 stocks. So I actually took one of them. I took Etsy off of my list today because I looked at it and the volume on the options was very light, and they only had quarter or monthly expirations, or I think it was monthly expirations, and I don't want to trade those. So I took Etsy off my list. I know other people played it and had good luck with it, but I don't want to trade something that only has monthly expirations or quarterly, whichever it was. With no, it had like 12 for the volume for the one for the option I was looking at. I'm not going to trade that, so I took it off my list. What else? I think that pretty much covers it. Ended up being a little bit shorter video than I thought it would be. I thought I'd be here closer to an hour because of all the trades I made, but like I said, you see, I have alerted. I have alerts set for engulfing, either bullish or bearish, hammer, piercing line, dark cloud cover, doji, and I think that's all. Shooting star. I have shooting star set also. That's the only thing that I have alerts set for. Let me make sure. Hammer. I have gaps set too for gaps, but I haven't really been watching those. Hammer, engulfing, shooting star, doji, dark cloud cover, engulfing, gap, piercing line, dark cloud cover. That's all I have set. I just have it set to alert those 5 or 6 different conditions on what I have 9 stocks I think on my list. So it's pretty easy to manage that. Like I said, I have it set. It comes up on my phone. It pops up. I pull up the chart. If the chart looks decent, I enter the current week's expiration. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll do tomorrow's expiration or the following week's. I'll have to look and see how the options chain looks. But it's pretty much what I traded today. You know, you're welcome to use this material, play around with it yourself. I'm not ready to trade real money with it because I need to test it some more. And it's really not anything different than I was doing before, except for being a little bit more diligent with it and a little bit more disciplined with it. I've had these alerts popping up for quite a while, but I didn't actually look at the charts when the alerts went off. I would enter a trade just because something close to a hammer popped up. And sometimes they'd work, sometimes they didn't. I'm trying to get a little bit more strict with my candles, and only enter when it's an actual hammer and not one that's close to a hammer. So I'll play around with it some more, fine tune it. And by fine tuning, I mean I'll watch, try to narrow it down to only entering when it's close to support and resistance. Or, I keep testing it like this, and if I see that I'm getting 70-80% accuracy, then maybe I don't need to worry about the support resistance quite as much. But I'd still rather try to keep it there. And I've also noticed that the accuracy is better up until 10:30. After 10:30, that accuracy, it's not quite as good. So I went ahead and traded it most of the day just because I wanted to see for myself, and it was a paper trade. What happened? I'm actually short a Baba call somehow. So I must have sold too many of them. Let me get out of that one. Happened to notice it was still moving. I was moving. Alright, I got out of that one at 94. Couldn't figure out why the value, this number was still going up and down. So you have to make sure of that, because in a paper account it will let you do that. It will let you short options. So I think it's a good day. Naturally, if I was trading with my real money account, I wouldn't be entering this many trades. I wouldn't be in 3 or 4 trades at a time. I'd probably only get in 1, maybe 2 at a time. It's too hard to watch this many. I did it just because I wanted to see results, and if I don't actually do the trade, I'm probably not gonna go back and check it later, because I'll forget about it. So I wanted to actually do the trade. I didn't care if it won or lost. I wanted to see and analyze the results. And like I said, if I didn't actually make the trade, I'm probably gonna forget about it and not go back and check it. Now I can go back and look at the charts because I have them set to flag, bullish engulfing here, so I can tell that okay, there was a bullish engulfing here. It wasn't near support. It's kind of in the middle, but it still worked out. So just stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm looking for. That's why I said before, way back when I first started doing these, it's very, very important to learn your candle signals. A candle will give you an indication long before any indicators will. Your indicators are going to be, depending on your settings, your indicator is going to lag by at least 3 to 5 periods. And you can't say it's just 3 to 5 because it takes an average of a time frame. So any indicator you look at is looking at prices from previous candles. So it's always going to be lagging. There's nothing you can do about that. Candles are current. This candle here is what happened in this 5-minute period. This stochastic is reading what happened back here. This candle is reading what happened right now, which is why it's so important to learn candles. I've traded with traders that didn't use any indicators. They didn't use any moving average lines. All they had on their charts were candles, and that was all. And I always wondered, how can you do that? Well, now that in the past year and a half, I've been focusing more on candles, I see it now. I didn't pay attention to the stochastics today when I entered these trades. It didn't matter to me what the stochastics said when I entered it. We got a bullish engulfing here, and the stochastics were coming down. It still worked out. I don't put as much emphasis very little emphasis on indicators at all anymore. I used to have more indicators up. Now the only thing I have up is stochastics. And to be honest with you, I'm thinking about just getting rid of that too, because I'm pretty much just been going off of candles and support resistance levels. So definitely something to learn. Make sure you know your candles, and know them properly, know them well. Think or swim. I don't know if others do it, but think or swim. And you have a cheater here. You come over here to patterns, select patterns, click on candlestick, and you can pick right there what you want. And this is what I have up. Maribozu I don't really need, but I'll leave it up anyway. But this is what I have set to alert, and that's what all these little arrows are. So it'll show me when there's a candle. So I have a cheater system. I don't need the cheater system. I can pick them out, but I can pick them out a whole lot faster when there's an arrow pointing at it. So why not use it? But that's it for today. Like I said, you know, you kind of saw a live trade just now with me. I was already in the trade, but you saw the exits I set. Let's see where we ended up going. I sold that. Where did I sell those at? Field orders 102, 96, and 94. The high hit 109. So yeah, I didn't get as much as I could have, but that's all right. Still made money on it. Don't try to catch tops. Don't try to catch bottoms. Just try to get a little chunk in the middle, and I'll be happy. So anyway, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. Any comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, whatever, put them in the comment section, and yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll try to see if tomorrow maybe I can make a record a live trade, paper trade, because I'm going to use the same system. So it'll be on this computer. I'll try to bring it over to record this monitor, because this monitor over here is, well, you can't see it. The monitor on my right's a lot bigger, and it might come up clearer on the video. So I'll try to see if I can do that. But all right, thanks everyone. Bye.